Philip and I have just woken up in the most glorious place in Orléans and I wanted to share my morning view with you. Isn't that absolutely extraordinary? I don't know if you can see, but right at the end of the garden, that's the Loire River. Just passing by, actually earlier we saw a swan go past. We're staying in a Chateau B&B, it's called the Chateau de Lalande, and we're here because we've got a meeting early this morning here in Orléans at a tile place that hopefully will be able to produce the tiles for the chapel at Lalande. Isn't this place absolutely glorious? I'm really blown away by it. We're going through for a quick breakfast and then off to the tile place. And look how beautifully the table is laid. I think that this is just the start that you needed today, Philip.
Such a lovely place.
It's smoked salmon and avocado. It's like a mini salad to start the day.
I love the glasses.
And the carafes. I think I'm going to have some pink grapefruit juice to start the day. Well, that was absolutely idyllic and the most wonderful dining room. We couldn't even touch half of the food. I mean, look at all of this. I'm just not used to eating so much in the morning. Well, when we stayed in Dijon, we found a wonderful place there that I'm sure we'll always stay when we're in Dijon. And now we found our home from home in Orléans. That was really wonderful. I cannot recommend it highly enough, and this is in no way a sponsored post. Well, we've arrived at the tile place and it doesn't look as though they just started last year, does it? Oh my goodness. So they make the original bricks and tourmettes. I can't believe it. I wasn't expecting this at all. I was expecting a sort of modern place. Wow, it's beautiful. This is the Tuileries de la Bretèche near Orléans, and we're going to go and meet the owner and see if they can help us. Well, I mean, I'm presuming it will be with a slightly newer kiln, to recreate the tiles of the Chapel of Lalande. Finding the right floor tiles for the chapel is what's been holding us up for, well, about a year now. We can't do the electrics until we take the floor up. We don't want to take the floor up until we have the replacement tiles. And we just can't find any company who can recreate the tiles that we've got. So we've come to this very, very traditional company. They've been working here for 5 generations. And we're going to see if they have the right technique. My goodness, this place is charming. We're just heading over to the office to meet the owner and talk about, well, the possibilities for Lalande.
Monsieur Lopez nous a amené un nouveau carreau.
Oui.
Et on trouve ça splendide et on voulait changer pour voir comment on les refaisait.
They would roll out the clay and then press it into a mould with 5 or 6 tons of weight to ensure that it fills the entire mould. They will then press these motifs into it so that they get a cutout where all of these motifs are, and they will then fill them with a different coloured clay of exactly the same type so that there's no different shrinkages, there's no cracking.
Et on va faire la même épaisseur que ce que vous avez, c'est-à-dire 3 ou 3 mm et demi d'incrustation, aussi bien sur l'ensemble des dessins.
So now we're going to go and see the atelier so that we can get a better idea of exactly what they mean by all of that. So we've come through to the workshop to find out exactly how the tiles are produced.
Si on refait vos carreaux, on va travailler une pâte à grès qui arrive de Saint-Amand-en-Puisaye, qui est une carrière dans laquelle on a des grès qui sont assez malléables, mais qu'on va faire préparer suffisamment chamotés de façon à ce que la pâte soit la même d'un bout à l'autre de la fabrication pour être sûr qu'on n'ait pas d'écart dimensionnel non plus.
Oui.
Donc c'est un grès qu'on va faire préparer d'abord et qu'on va travailler en pâte, celui-ci. Et en fait, vous avez un plateau qui va venir s'incruster dans le moule et presser de façon à déjà écraser la terre pour être sûr qu'elle se tienne et surtout la pousser sur les bords pour être sûr que tous les 3 carreaux soient de la même dimension. They would have to make a new mould for our tiles because depending on the type of clay, it's going to shrink differently. So they have to check which clay are needed for our tiles and then make a mould that will give us a resulting tile of exactly 32.2 millimeters square. And it's critical to get that exactly right because there is no grout in the floor of the chapel. The tiles are just placed next to each other. So there is no room for error at all. Et alors ça, c'est la presse. C'est la presse, oui.
So this is what's going to be giving all those tons of pressure to create the tiles. Wow, it looks as though that's been here a while as well, doesn't it? Yeah, you can really feel the 5 generations of work here. that machine would be to create the very long side pieces. They're totally different. They're 1 meter 20 long. So they're absolutely nothing like a standard size. Though to be fair, even our square ones aren't a standard size. So if you're creating it in a different machine, and afterwards it will take 1.5 months of drying the tile, turning it regularly whilst it dries to ensure that it doesn't warp. So it'll take 1.5 months for us to even know if the tile is usable and is straight.
Les mêmes techniques que ceux.
Oui.
Voilà. On va imprimer à l'intérieur de la pâte.
To a depth of about 3 mil. Exactly what we're looking at with the other ones. So here you can see one that they have done with the method that they would be using. The one I'm showing you is actually a second, because you can see that there was a cracking between the two different colours. So this is not acceptable to them, this is being binned, but it was just to give you an idea of how it's done. This is an example of the type of mould that would be pressed into the original tile. And so the entire area that will press into it leaves a cutaway that will then be filled with another colour. So in this case, that raised area, which creates an indentation on the other side, has been filled with a black clay, and you end up with that very lovely, sharp definition, which is what we've been looking for. This is like the holy grail. We started thinking no one did it anymore, but this is it.
It's fantastic.
Oh my goodness, I'm really excited. That's what they were saying. They have to make a mould bigger than the finished product, just like porcelain, actually.
It's the same with the chateau we went to in the Netherlands, Kasteel Arsen.
Yes.
With a video on it, which we'll put here. When they redid the fireplace, they found one of the original tiles, and they had to remake them bigger so that they would shrink to the right size to put back into the fireplace.
Il s'amuse avec les couleurs.
Ah, je vois.
Donc à chaque fois, il est obligé de refaire des recherches pour obtenir la couleur qui corresponde parfaitement à ce qu'on est en train de faire. David, il est beaucoup plus patient que moi pour ça.
Vous aimez?
Ouais.
This is a technique that dates from before 1900. No one was making these anymore, and they spent over a year rediscovering the technique. They now make these tiles. It's called pressé à sec. That's dry pressed tiles. And this one is for the Basilica of Boulogne-Billancourt.
Pour faire ce type de carreau, c'est ce qu'on appelle de la couleur cloisonnée. C'est-à-dire qu'on va fabriquer dans chaque couleur.
Oui. Ah, je vois. Alors vous coulez les couleurs.
Voilà, dans chaque partie qui va aller pour ça.
Ah, je vois. Oui.
On va couler que la bordure bleue.
Oui.
Donc on vient saupoudrer juste la bordure bleue.
I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a gap in the plastic that only allows you to pour into this section here, and all the other areas are covered so that just the blue line can be poured. And then for each different colour, there is a new template like this, which goes into it. Pour chaque carreau.
Oui. Et le plus amusant, c'est d'avoir la dextérité d'enlever le diviseur sans que les terres bougent.
I'm blown away at the thought that is the amount of time spent on each colour on every single individual tile.
Et c'est à peu près presque une demi-heure pour chaque carreau.
Chaque carreau.
Oh, wow.
So this is the original tile, and you can see that it gives a definitely slightly soft, blurred edge, if you like. That's with this technique, where they're pouring the colour. The technique that we would use is this technique. It's the press technique, and you can see straight away it's a much sharper edge, just like on our tiles at Lalande.
On va le cuire une première fois, le poncer pour que ce soit parfaitement lisse et bien faire ressortir le dessin, et le recuire une deuxième fois.
Ce qui explique les délais.
Oui. These are the facade plaques from the Pagoda Cinema in Paris. Do you see a frog? This is a whole other technique, but they are spectacular. Mais ils sont magnifiques. Vous les restaurez.
Non,
vous
c'est
recréez.
recréé intégralement. Et David, là, pour ce même chantier, ça lui a aussi à refaire toutes les tuiles.
Oh, mais c'est à côté de Vivian. Do you remember we walked past this amazing cinema near Vivian, near Les Invalides? And we were saying it's the most beautiful place, and they were restoring it. Yeah.
Là d'ici, c'est son œuvre.
Wow, mais c'est magnifique.
Ça m'a fait combien,
7000.
On the roof tiles, there are over 5 different colours, and it took 300 hours of research to find the correct colours to be able to restore that roof. Oh, it's just splendid. Bon, si je fais un pavillon chinois un jour, je reviens ici.
Alors, on va dire quand vous ferez un pavillon.
My goodness, this is the room where they're storing all of the terracotta products that they're doing. Look at the barn. I mean, honestly, I want to stare at all of the terracotta, but the barn itself is spectacular. No surprise they've got terracotta roof tiles here. Well, you're all getting a little bit of a sneak peek at the floor of Notre Dame in Paris, because for some areas of the cathedral, they haven't quite finished yet, and all of these hexagonal floor tiles are going there. Absolutely beautiful. Isn't this exciting to see?
Real privilege. Also, Dan, as you're obviously watching, I think they might be able to remake some of your chimneys, the beautiful terracotta ones that you've got. Some of them are broken, so there's a lot of similar things here.
Yeah, you're right.
As well.
Yes. It's absolutely incredible. I'm amazed that this place still exists. It's like stepping back in time. And I'm so relieved. I think we've really found somewhere that could do the tiles properly.
Every other one that we saw, which is not quite right, not quite the same quality.
Well, it's because...
It's a really fine line.
It's because they were using the other technique, which is the technique that most people use nowadays, which is a correct technique for what it's doing, but not the one they'd used in the chapel. Alors c'est vous qui allez faire les recherches de couleurs maintenant. Oui. Bonne chance. That's it. They're going off with the tile. They're saying this is it. Work is starting. They're going to try testing. And they've been really sweet. They've said that they can take some photos and even little videos of their trials, so they'll be able to update all of you as they're trying out the different methods, and we can see how it's going. Wow. We are so happy with that meeting. Philip was just saying he hasn't seen that quality before, and he has been, I would like to say the word obsessing, I think that's fair, about that, the fineness and delicacy of the lines of our tiles. It's like, why can we not find it anywhere? We now know it's a different technique.
I think I've been a chapel restorer's worst nightmare because they kept coming with tiles and I was like, you can see that this is not good. In a nice way.
No, but it's true. It's not that they were bad. It's that they were a different technique.
Exactly.
Well, no, we need to find the same technique.
Ours are so sharp. The lines are so sharp, and the other ones that they came with, the sample ones, they weren't made in Lalande, so all had blurred edges. And like, it's not the same. You're going to be able to notice.
Now we know why.
Exactly.
And I love both techniques.
It's amazing it's still being kept alive because, I mean,
isn't it wonderful?
5th generation.
And they seem to be doing all of the religious edifices of France, because they were doing, well, the Cathedral of Notre Dame, the Cathedral... the Basilica of Boulogne-Billancourt, the Cathedral in Bordeaux, they mentioned. So just all over the country, whenever there's a floor to be fixed. Well, you know, now that we've had the restorers from Notre Dame working on the paintwork, the gilder from Notre Dame, feels right to have the people who did the floor tiles of Notre Dame coming too. The mini Notre Dame of Le Berry, Chapel of St. Joseph at Lalande. And now we were supposed to be heading straight back to Lalande, but those of you who saw yesterday's video will know that we are not going to Lalande. We are heading straight to the Netherlands because Philip's grandmother is not well and we want to be with his family. We're not too sure how long we're going for. It depends on how Philip's grandmother is. So I don't know how long I'll be making videos from the Netherlands for, but Marie, Natty and everyone at Aalong will continue to film updates about all of the work that's happening there, and they'll be sending that to me, so I'll be able to carry on making the Chateau Diaries for you all in the next few days whilst I spend my time supporting Philip in the Netherlands. Well, we've made it to Paris and we can see the Eiffel Tower. That's about as close as we usually get to it, isn't it? But you keep driving past that tower. Beautiful job, Philip. And meanwhile, I ran in and bought the oil that we need because apparently we are now low on oil. Things have got particularly manly at the petrol station.
Get yourself man who can do both porcelain and oil changes.
I've got it all in life, haven't I? Living the dream. Perfect. We can be on our way again. We'll be in the Netherlands in no time. And whilst we get on with this, this is what's happening back in Lalande. And good morning from a little cloudy Lalande. Me and Galahad is on our first walk of the day. And he's very into his business. As I was saying, Galahad is quite perky today. We're going to go into the garden. This is the way we always go, out through the kitchen. Oh, and look, one of the peacocks is here. I can never tell them apart, so I have no idea who this is. I wonder if it's not Thor. Thor is a little bit bigger, I think. Hey, come on, darling. Look. Oh, and Sabina and Pavlina is in the garden. Wow, what are you up to?
We need to get the cages out and put them tie them to the new wire.
Yeah,
I'm
gosh,
so happy.
they've really grown quite a lot since they first were installed.
And look at that.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's going to be fun to use this year. It's not the most sunniest days, I would say.
Yeah, it's not hot to work, but also we still have to water.
Yes. The garden is looking stunning with all these flowers around. I can't wait to pick flowers this week. Absolutely stunning. How are you today?
Very well. I woke up early and decided to actually get up early.
I heard that this morning in the corridor. That's how I woke up.
You're welcome. There's a bit of shade.
Right, time to get some breakfast. Let's go. Come on. Chateau is looking pretty today. Ruby is having a chill after his breakfast. And yes, it's a he. I know that's very confusing to a lot of people. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's so cute then. Everywhere I go, I see beautiful flowers. I just can't go inside. Look, peonies. One of my favourite flowers, and I don't say that quite often. It's looking so pretty. Look at that beauty. And look, all of these roses covering this wall. It's amazing. Oh, look at this weather. And I was wondering where Galahad was. And Michael Potts is here. Oh my goodness. Welcome home.
Do the dog photo shoot.
Dog photo shoot. That was convenient that you got a dog to
Yeah.
pose for you.
I was lying down and been climbed on top of me rather than getting in front of me.
Excellent. I'm good. Did you sleep well?
Yeah, very well.
Good. Is it good to be back? Yes. It's amazing. I love it. Well, something very exciting is happening in the corridor of my bedroom. Here we have Michael. Can you see anything, Michael? It's good.
Big.
Big.
Yeah.
All right.
Go tell us to Ollie's bedroom.
Is this your new bedroom?
Yeah.
So I think Ben is up there with Michael, and Ben is doing some electrical work. Did you see something exciting?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. It's a very, very nice big space. No hidden treasure.
And you've never been there before?
That's the thing about this house is you keep discovering new things.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like it was used for storage. A lot of it's a lot of the Longères, a lot of the houses around here. The first floor was like a grain store or hay store.
Yeah.
Mine the same.
Yeah.
But it's too high and there's no access to it.
Oh, okay.
That kind of space.
And there's no flooring to kind of keep anything that you would be storing.
Oh, okay. So were you up there to find cables?
So I was up there trying to find that cable, and the cables there that go up.
Right.
Because we are in the process of completely rewiring this room.
Yes.
To fill it spec with sockets around the walls and around those walls and lights in a different place. So basically I just need to pull everything out, start again.
Wow. Isn't that a bit satisfying though? Like you can start from scratch instead of using old bits and bobs. Yeah.
I wouldn't use old bits. Even if I test them generally on old stuff, even if they test good, if I can, I'll pull them out and rerun them. It's that little bit safer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's very exciting to have some sort of movement in this area, because this has been... Yes, that would be nice. Let's see what there is up here. Oh my goodness. Gosh, it's narrow.
Really solid.
Oh, wow. That is quite huge up here.
It's a space, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. Gosh.
No, it's all over there, all above your room.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're getting quite cosy up here, aren't you?
It is quite cosy. I don't plan on spending all that much time but I have found a little hideout.
Well, I've seen it, and I can safely say that I can now go down again.
Yes. Yeah, be careful on your way down.
I will, thank you. Good luck here. My goodness. Quite something. This is quite a lot of activity in the morning.